Alex Jones can just be a fucking like. He should have been in the WWE or some shit. WWF, just like, or like in the old one, the WWF, you know, or WCW. He would have been the Conspiracy Jones, you know, some shit like that. Because he had that Macho Man, Randy Savage shit.
Dude, his episode of...
And he has a body type for it, too.
Yeah.
He being a unitard, like Big Show, kind of.
Like, with his whole thing with Joe Rogan was fucking insane.
You saw the whole thing?
I did. No, I'm halfway through. But, like, the fact that he just starts popping off and Joe Rogan's like, whoa.
Joe Rogan's real calm in a lot of the episodes.
He is a lot calmer than I would be when talking to this guy because this guy just keeps on rambling.
Yeah, but I think that's because Joe probably goes into it knowing, all right, this motherfucker's going to go off on some crazy shit.
And he's also playing his character on my show, you know?
Yeah.
Because, like, he can't be real ever. And that's what's so fucking scary.
I only saw 15 minutes of it, and I'm just like, I can't do 4 hours.
Was it 4 hours?
It's 4 hours.
Jesus Christ. No, I didn't even realize.
4 hours, dude. I'm like, no.
I just know that Eddie Bravo comes in at 1 second in one segment, and him and Alex Jones, the two conspiracy theorists, start going head to head, and they're just like yelling at each other. It's so funny, saying that. And friggin' Alex Jones says that he wants to kick Eddie Bravo's ass. I'm like, come on, dude, come on, give me a fucking break. Anyway,
You never saw it, right?
Nah, I want to watch it, or I want to listen to it, but I don't know if I can. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is a lot of rambling, and I'm just like, yeah.
saying a lot out of me. He's saying a lot of like super big words and hyper intelligence. He's so
very descriptive with one thing.
Specific, yeah.
Hyper ultra
Like,
parallel universe aliens with
after like watching Trump, not watching Trump speeches, but like just seeing snippets of Trump speeches. I can't do the whole like cringe thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot to handle. It's fucking annoying.
So hear me out. I had Arby's again for like the sixth time. No, dude, and like I don't know. There's something about Arby's that really messes with me. Because like picked it up for I was overtime, right, and I needed to cut back an hour, so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna just take my time going home or going to work. And on my way over, like my gas light, like the little chime, ding, ding, ding. I'm like, oh crap! And it's right at the exit where Arby's is at, like over there in the Donna area. So I'm like, all right, let me just pull over, and pick up a little sandwich, you know, get some munchies. I still had like 30 minutes to kill, so I went, gassed up, walked right over because it's connected to the gas station. Got myself I think it was a roast beef au jus sandwich, like a French dip. And I was like, all right, man, this is going to be a pretty good morning. And it had like cheese on it and stuff like that. And like, I'm not a breakfast person, so this was like totally fine for me. So I get to the store and I start eating the food, and I just feel my stomach turn, dude. Like I can't do it, man. Every time I go to Arby's, I shit blood. Like it's that bad. Like it's violent diarrhea. And so I was there and I was talking to Rick, and I'm like, I'm not gonna eat it, so I'm gonna give it to this guy. So he ended up eating the other half of my sandwich, and I'm smelling my fingers. I'm like,
he's like a dog, dude. His fucking gut can handle anything.
Oh yeah, until it can't.
Yeah, until it won't.
Until it won't. Yeah. So I was like smelling my fingers. I'm like, my fingers smell like potted meat, man. And like I have really bad memories when it comes to potted meat, and like just being broke in general. Like. It really like hit me like nostalgic. Like I don't know if it was like, oh, because I was dehydrated because I had diarrhea or whatever, and like the fact that and the potted meat and me wanting to trust Arby's because like every single fucking time I try it I get sick. So I just started talking to Rick about being broke, and like, do you like potted meat and like the Vienna sausages and stuff like that were like a go-to thing for my parents. So it was like, oh, we're broke and we're not gonna we get paid in a few days, so like my mom would make like sardines with like corn tortillas, and I was just like, not down with that. Or it was either sardines, or we'd eat potted meat, or we'd eat Vienna sausages, or if I knew we were broke or I felt like something was up, like my parents never talked to me about bills or whatever. Like we'd be sitting there, and like my mom would bring us like arroz con pollo, and I'm like, Mom, are we poor? And she'd be like, we need to make it till Friday, and I'm like, oh fuck, it's barely Wednesday. So like we'd have arroz con pollo one day, and then arroz with like little pieces of steak in it, and rice and beans or whatever. And so like for a few days straight, we'd be like, oh, fuck, we're broke. And like I never used to eat like what my mom would make. She would make like carne con papas and stuff like that, and I don't like that stuff. Like picadillo, can't stand it.
Yeah.
And so like I was just curious, like what were some of the things you all used to eat like as kids that like when you knew, all right, we're kind of broke.
For me, it was fucking egg, everything, and I still love egg, but it doesn't fuck with me like how that's messing with you. Egg and tortillas, anything with tortillas. Like I don't know, we just always had flour tortillas and maíz, always, dude. And then beans. It was just like the simplest shit you can make. Like, and it was like they would get, and and that's what like they would get paid and shit, right? Still have the same shit, egg. Just like, what the fuck is going on?
It was always egg and beans, but it was like the thing where I don't know if it's just like a Mexican household thing, but like my mom would make eggs for breakfast, eggs for lunch, eggs for dinner,
for anything.
Like scrambled eggs in the morning, egg and papa in the afternoon, or
migas.
Egg and chorizo at night, like just something. It was just egg and beans, and there's this type of beans that they sell at HEB. They kind of like ranch style beans, and it's like a black can with the yellow rings in the top and bottom.
Yep.
Those are fucking dope.
Dude, that was like my childhood like snack on Saturdays. Like I'd be playing video games all day, and I'd open up a can of ranch style beans, pour it in the pan, wait until it like bubbled up a little bit.
Yeah.
With a loaf of bread and just make sandwiches. Oh man, I would fart like crazy afterwards.
Dude, those with the flour tortillas my mom made. Oh my god. And she stopped making.
That's fucking cool. Dude.
She stopped making that like as a dish like a long time ago, and then like recently, like a couple weeks ago, she got some, and I was like, "Are those
from
beans?
the past.
Are those beans?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh, I want some right now. Like, can you make me some?" And like she made some tortillas, and I was just like,
I have one can in my cabinet right now because I was telling Barbara about like this conversation, and I'm like, man, we used to eat cans of ranch style beans when I was little, and like I would also make like if we didn't always buy Cokes, so we'd always buy like the cola, the Sam's Choice or whatever.
Hill Country Fair.
I like those more than regular Cokes.
Yeah, I like the HEB brand
They
better
hit
than
you
Hill
so
Country.
hard.
Yeah, but I think it's more like like just growing up with them and like not regular Cokes.
Yeah,
and
not even knowing it.
You get used to the flavor. Yeah, you get used to those flavors more, and like they're similar, but they're not the same. You know. So yeah.
So if we didn't have Cokes, we would have like Tang or like Lipton tea or Nest tea or whatever. You'd pour it or Sunny D or Tampico or something like that.
Yeah, Tampico.
And so like, dude, as a little kid, I would just sit there like when we were poor, and I would make myself like I put like this much Tang in the glass and like a splash of water, so it was like a paste, and I would just like drink it. Like that's why I probably have diabetes. I don't know, but like yeah, I would do that, or I would sit in front of the TV with like a can of the Nesquik. It had like an aluminum can. You would pop the top off and sit there with a spoon and just eat
Jesus
powdered Hershey.
Me
powder.
was like I can relate to Kendrick Lamar with this. I've said it before, where he says grew up on grandma allowances and syrup sandwiches.
Yeah.
And I remember my brother, we used to make syrup sandwiches, like just white bread and just squirt syrup on it till it just got all moist and just eat it like that.
For real.
Yeah. Dude, we'd be fucking bouncing off the walls. Dude.
Yesterday I got home from work, and my mom was like pulling out like crab legs for my sister's like lunch.
Oh my god! What the fuck? My lord! Like what the fuck, bro?
That's. I mean, we're not well off or anything like by any means. Like we're okay. But like my mom was just like, "Oh yeah, your sister wanted crab legs for like dinner or whatever," and I was like, "Okay." And like they're not that big, huge crab legs either. They're like the ones that HEB sells, like, you know.
It just the way it sounds.
But still, it's like $13 a pound. That's crazy.
I mean, it's still like she's just like, "Oh yeah, I thought it was gonna be more, but it's just 15." Like I'm still gonna find somewhere cheaper, like, you know, for next time because she wants some more. And it's not like something that she does all the time. It's just that, you know, she's been doing well in school, so my mom wanted to give her like something like she wanted to eat. That's awesome. And or we buy the imitation crab meat at HEB, and it's like $3 or $4, and it's like a big packet of just like fake crab meat. But yeah, and I was just like, yeah, I mean, this is a whole contrast between like back then and now, and like maybe she did that before, because she'd always make like carne guisada and picadillo and stuff like that with just like meats. And like you were talking about Arby's, and I remember I was telling you, like, I always thought Arby's was like the the expensive end of fast food just because.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Just because it was like meats, like like meats were like, oh shit, we can't have meats today because we can't afford it. But so that's why I thought Arby's was at the high end. You're like, oh, Arby's at the lower end of like fast food, like they're the cheapest ones you can get. So yeah, but it was funny. Like I just walk in, just putting out crab legs from the oven, just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, us, it was like, I mean, my siblings would be like, we wouldn't even ask for that type of shit, right? Like, we would be asking for cheap shit too. Like, oh, queremos un hot and ready, right? From Little Caesars. And my mom was like, no, hay comida en la casa. Hay comida. And she's like, Lita. And she opens the fridge and it's just like a bucket of beans. And then like
a butter container?
Yeah, yeah. And some bullshit, right? Like, but as a kid, I was like, why the fuck do I want that? But now it's like, it's all I want. Like she conditioned me without me knowing it. You know what I mean? Like, it's from the jump. I was like, oh shit. Now I just want that cooking.
Yeah. My mom stopped cooking as often, but not because she doesn't want to or she like doesn't like it anymore, but just because like me and my brother, like we have our own money now, so it's just like,
no, yeah,
I'm gonna go eat or I'm gonna go get something or whatever. So I kind of miss like the home cooking stuff.
Yeah,
I haven't had her home cook me in a while. My wife and I eat out all the time, but my wife's an excellent cook. It's just like her time; she never has time to do it. But yeah, oh, man, when somebody is eating at home because you go into like the restroom, you smell like that hardiness in the air. Somebody take a hearty ass dump. They're eating at home.
Yeah,
they're eating good.
Corn fed.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Laugh and Death podcast. I'm your host, Alex, or Zella Mata.
Zella Mata.
I got Fernie to the left of me. I got David in front of me. It's such a beautiful day. I can't wait to get today started. I'm so excited. Make sure you guys subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/laughanddeath. Follow us on Instagram at Laugh and Death Podcast. And it's good to be back. Even though we never really left. But it's great.
Yeah, we've been doing a Game of Thrones review series. If you guys want to check that out,
my lords,
please do
check it out. But today we're just gonna keep it nice and sweet, simple. Talk about some random topics we've been want to kind of get off our chest. Some new ideas out in the air, in reality.
Yeah, we hit up Instagram yesterday asking our followers there if there was anything they wanted us to cover since it's been over a month since we've done an actual like Laugh and Death podcast. So yeah, we've had a bunch of conversations. We're just like, all right, let's just wait till we
got one from, once again, a good friend of mine, and he's actually asked us a question before. He responded to this sticker and he put drunk/high stories or embarrassing stories that we've had. And I want to go into like something embarrassing, or I think, David, you said you wanted anything that makes you uncomfortable.
Okay, so I can, because we've talked about drunk stories and the stupidest thing we've ever done, but like embarrassing, something that like hits really close to home with me is like public restrooms. Like I have a phobia of like public restrooms, whether it's just a private public restroom.
Even private.
Even private.
I was gonna say, is it because there's like other stalls and there's other people? Or
that too. Yeah. I mean,
why a private restroom?
I don't know. It's not my restroom. It's not my toilet. It's not home. Like to me,
when I got a shit, I'm gonna shit.
Oh, I know.
Like, I don't know. Like, it could be in a fucking, and it has been in a fucking bar in San Benito where like only 50-year-old men filled with regret who never accomplished anything, who are drunk as fuck and high as fuck on cocaine. I've shared bathrooms with them. So, and when I had the shit, I got a shit.
I've had that same thing when I was younger. Now that I'm like getting a little older and like my bladder or my gut isn't as good as it used to be, I'm just like, I need to shit right now or I'm gonna shit my pants. So I'm gonna find the closest place or whatever. And I still have that same, like, I don't know if you have it too, where you're just like embarrassed or like just uncomfortable is a better word for it. So I'm just like, I could go here, but I could find another place that's a little more secluded, but still public, you know?
I mean, I have gone, but it's something that is like even
in the back of your head. It's like,
yeah, because like I like at the store, that's my throne. Here, that's my throne.
I think it's everybody's throne.
It's like I love that toilet. Like
yeah.
Every toilet should be like that. But like I and that's because like we share it with 17 other people, and it's like, okay, like I feel 100% comfortable there, but whenever we go to like a public restroom or whatever, like I'm entirely uncomfortable, which is something that came up because last week, 2 weeks ago, we went to Coast. And you had to go take a dump. So when you left, I was like, oh, okay, like I'm good. Like I didn't need to break the seal. And then you got back in front. He was like, all right, my turn. So he went, and I'm like, okay. And after having like my third or fourth beer, I was like, okay, now I need to go break the seal. So I went to the stall, the little one at Coast, and dude, I could not hold it back. I pissed all over that fucking toilet seat.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
I couldn't hold it back, dude. It's just like the initial like woo, and then like I aimed right, but like I got it all over, and like I was telling Fernie like, fuck man, I pissed all over that fucking toilet, and he was like, dude, I just shit in there.
Oh, dude, thank God. Fuck.
I hate when people do that. But also like at Coast, I remember like eating all those fucking wings. I was like, I need to take a dump. So I go to take a dump, and like the stall door doesn't like close. It doesn't lock. I mean, so I'm there like holding it, like just doing my business, and then I'm like, okay, I can let it go. Nobody's come in yet. And as soon as I let it go, like a couple seconds later, some drunk dude opens the door, just like stares at me. And I'm staring back at him like,
it's me.
I was like, I'm busy, man. And I closed the door. So then I'm there just like taking care of business, and just like with a hand on the handle, just like, all right, this is my life now.
Dude, the fucking door doesn't lock. Like see that I can't risk
that
going
gives you
to go take a
anxiety.
shit. Yes, dude. Like I have like, if somebody says, hey, I need you to go tell somebody something, like, fuck, I start to get too nervous. Especially I'm like, do you know if they speak English? And that just like, because I'm not very good. I understand all Spanish.
Yeah.
Like I like you can talk to me however, but I just can't relay it back.
Dude.
I mean, sorry. I also have that mentality where like, I kind of, yes, I'm kind of opening more to like public toilets or whatever. But yesterday I went to take my brother to Corpus. So on the drive over there, I was drinking like a bunch of I was drinking a Monster and a bunch of water or whatever, and like my stomach started turning because I haven't eaten at that point either, and I was like, I need to take a shit. Like, so we stop at the rest stop, and like I sit down, and like the rest stop's empty, so I'm like, okay, it's just me and my brother in here, and I couldn't go. Like I was just like, oh, like I guess I just had gas or whatever. But you feel your bubble guts, like, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And I dropped him off in Corpus, and then like I came back right away. Like I wasn't gonna stay there because he needed to go back to work. And I'm driving back, and I remember it's like my stomach starts turning again. I'm like, oh man, maybe I really do need to go. I was like, where can I stop? I can stop at a gas station, but gas station's like pretty shitty. Like the restrooms there, and I'm like, I'm passing through Kingsville. I know if I go to the campus at the university there. If I go, the sub hall is still open, like the student union building.
Still fucking know.
The student union building is still open, like at this time, because it was like around 8 o'clock at night. I know on the second floor there's that one restroom with a single stall that I can lock the door to and like take care of my business without anybody walking in. And I think I'll be fine there. So I had all these steps going, like I could have just like pulled over into a random gas station or restaurant or whatever and just use the restroom there. But no, like my head went to find the most secluded toilet in this fucking town, which I know about.
That is ridiculous.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
That's what his anxiety does to people, dude.
No, yeah, okay, nothing beats this though. I'm about to tell you, that's a great fucking story. Because you're about to shit and you're like feel bad and you're thinking all this shit in your head. It's like saving your life, surviving. So me, dude, the last time I went to fucking Mexico to visit my family and shit, it's in San Luis Potosí, a city called Hilitla. And me and my brother and my two cousins, we were driving around the city and they were telling us about certain things like tourist attractions, because it's a big tourist attraction town. And they have this zip line that if you take the zip line from one side of the mountain, it'll take you across to the tourist attraction where everybody meets up, where they have waterfalls and shit. And it's like, this is the fastest route, but they charge you to get on it, right? And I'm like, dude, this zip line is like so many fucking meters high. Like it's so fucking high, dude. It was scaring me. I was fucking terrified because it was going from one side of a mountain to another side, and below it was just like jagged, massive boulders and rocks and a stream of water running through it. If you fall, you're fucking dead, right? And I'm just like, fuck, dude. So we're approaching it, we're looking at it, and they're like, oh, you have to sign these waivers. If you do die or whatever, like anything happens, it's on you. You signed whatever, that bullshit. and I just feel my stomach. I hadn't shit that morning, and I just feel my stomach turning, dude. But from just being so nervous of like fuck, and I feel myself sweating and shit. And I'm just like, dude, I don't know if I want to do this. And my brother's like, nah, man, like we came over here to Mexico. We're only gonna come here we're only here for a week. You know, we hardly come over here. And he's like, all right, fuck. So we sign. I see the guy smoking a cigarette, and I'm like, you know what? Let me smoke a cigarette. Let me ask him for a cigarette. The guys who are hosting the area, the zip line or whatever. And I asked him, oh yeah, me da un cigarro, right? And I'm like, and they're like, yeah. They're like, we'll give him a cigarette.
You messed up.
Yeah, I smoked a cigarette, and dude, it's like I'm like, oh my god, like I'm about to take a shit. So I don't give a fuck about anybody when I have to shit. Like I don't care. It's not embarrassing for me. So I asked him like, do y'all have a restroom? And they were calling like, well, nah. But one guy was like, yeah, we have one back there. But I think it was like their shitter, just personally for them, not for fucking tourists, right? And I was just like, fuck. So I go in there, and it's literally 3 panels of aluminum with one on top, nothing in the front, just a curtain. Like a curtain, like a cortina.
Dude, I could not.
Just a curtain, and the curtain doesn't even touch the ground. Like you can totally see my cock. Like it's covering my face barely. I could see everything. I can see them right outside preparing for the zip line, bro.
God.
I can see them, and I'm just like, fuck. So I'm there with my little caca. I'm sitting on this toilet that doesn't have a toilet seat. Like it's just the commode. Like it's not the extra flap where you sit your ass on. It's just the regular one. So I'm kind of touching the water basically. In Mexico, bro. And I'm here. I'm about to take a shit. I take the most unruly shit, solid shit ever, dude. I feel horrible. And I look around for toilet paper. No fucking toilet paper, dude. No toilet paper. I just signed and paid to get on the zip line. And I take this shit, and I look over in the corner, and there's a cobweb in the corner with a little piece of tissue paper. I fucking take it, bro, and I wipe myself with that what I could. And I'm like, fuck it. Pick up my pants. I felt ready, bro. I felt ready to get on the zip line. I go on the fucking zip line, dude, and I finally get to the other side, right, of the zip line, and I tell my brother, I'm like, dude, I shit myself. I ruined their restroom. Like, so if that goes to show you how much I don't give a fuck about public restrooms, like I've been to the shittiest I've shit on the side of a mountain. With cobweb toilet paper, with like a ply of it, bro, to clean myself.
That is
just before I get on the zip line.
Part of you still in that fucking mountain,
dude.
That's part of it. Just like
yeah, straight up.
While you're going down the zip line,
and I fucking get out and like also you got to picture who I am as a human being. I'm a tall piece of shit, and these guys are like, dude, they're tiny little Indio Mexican dudes. And they're just like, ya estás listo, compa? Ya estás listo? Like, they're just fucking hyping me up.
You're like,
this whole time, I'm just like, oh my God, let's get it over with. Like, I'm just like tired of the day. But that's my experience with embarrassing this shit.
Did you do the waddle when you got out? Like,
nah, I just like went in. I was like ready to go. But that shit, I have the footage. I'll put it out soon. But I recorded me getting on the zip line and shit.
Oh, I thought you were in the restroom.
That would have been way more extreme. No.
If you want, I can add it right here.
The footage?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe we can do that.
I can do that.
Dope. So yeah, that was from Jason Quintana on Instagram. Shout out to him.
dude.
We'll put you on the podcast. Those were good stories. I like yours. You're mapping out and shit. That's fucking funny. I wanted to get into a topic real quick. Just completely change this shit up. I was watching reading some random articles, and I stumbled upon this guy, and it was actually just an 8-minute video, and then I kind of started looking into what he's about. And it's this scientist. Basically, these locations are the locations of these facilities are in Beverly Hills and Santa Monica in California, but it's called Bulletproof Labs. And it's here's a quick description. It's Bulletproof Labs is not a gym. Bulletproof Labs takes a scientific approach to training your mind and body to promote a truly advanced way of living. We use the most cutting-edge science-backed technologies available to help you achieve the highest state of physical and cognitive performance. To put it simply, we help people kick more ass. Biohacking is kind of what falls underneath this. And basically, this scientist is just like, you know what? Technologies are advancing. Why not make medicine and health for humans advance with it to make he wants to make himself live longer, basically. But before he started doing these studies and stuff with these kinds of things, he was actually completely overweight. Like he was 200 pounds overweight, and he lost a lot of weight. And I just got healthier, actually doing these biohacks. And he said like his diet didn't really change that much, and it was his scientific biohacks that helped him lose a lot of weight. So he says. But some of these things that you do in these labs includes like getting into a boxed bed that basically rotates around and you put on a mask and it flashes like strobe lights underneath your eyes. Like your eyes are closed, so you can see the lights, and it's supposed to make mixed messages and signals within your brain to feel a specific way. And then when you get out, you feel like you reset your body and you're biohacking yourself or anything or whatever like that. And he's just trying to make it public for everybody to be a part of, to try to live longer. His main goal, I think he says, is like, I mean, at some point humans will reach immortality, is what he's saying. But would you guys go to Bulletproof Labs to do something like that?
Well, is he saying like reach immortality with his program or just in
Not
general?
his program,
or?
but I think the study of the sciences to biohack. It's fucking interesting as shit, because we do have technologies advancing and medicine advancing and all kinds of things like that.
I mean, but how much of it is like biohacking? I don't know what the fuck that means, but how much of it is it just like placebo effects or like holistic things? Like now there's like, oh, you don't need to go to the doctor, just go use this essential oil, but it's all bullshit, you know?
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But I mean, biohacking being in the sense of like, if you eat too much sugar, it can fuck with the way you think, and it's messing with your system, your body's internal system, and what it does to your body, and the bad effects and some good effects from like caffeine or something like that. That can be biohacking.
Isn't that what Tom Brady does, the quarterback for the Patriots? Like
dude, he kisses little boys on the mouth.
His son's in the mouth, not just little boys. Okay,
little boys, allegedly.
Well, basically, he has this video of like not normal, or just whatever, some citizen who just walks up to the Bulletproof Labs, like it's a gym, like if it's a gym, like it's a store, and he walks in and they go in and he gets into this cockpit thing, which once you get into the single man cockpit that's on the ground, it feels like there's pressure within it, like if you're flying somewhere. And he says apparently the pressure is supposed to mess with your levels, with your mood levels, and like all kinds of things. So when you get out, you feel happier. So it's like
that sounds a little more like science fiction,
like a cult.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds.
That's what I was gonna say too. It sounds science fiction. That's why I was saying like it's gonna be some fucking like Umbrella Corp shit. Like somebody's gonna go in, because he also has like shakes and shit of his own formula of stuff that he makes, and people, it's like a coffee, bulletproof coffee.
It just has steroids in it. And like, oh, you're getting bigger.
Yeah, it has weird shit like that. So I'm like, is he just gonna is this guy like, you know what I mean? People don't understand, but people shouldn't understand because it's just like an ulterior motive.
Yeah. What I was saying about Tom Brady, like he does the whole like not any sugar, not like he does the TB12 method. Like he has his own like method of like staying younger or more healthy like he's a 40-year-old football player, you know, that's kind of unheard of. And yes, he's a quarterback, so he doesn't get hit as hard as linebackers and stuff, or like linemen, but he's still doing those steps of like doing whatever he can to feel better. So I mean, it kind of gives a credence to where he's doing in this at maybe a little differently, but it's still kind of the same thing as biohacking. And I think like if he's the guy that made Bulletproof Coffee, I think he kind of got in trouble a while back for making like false claims or something. Like he was,
of like what it would do for you.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like maybe I'm confusing it with somebody else, but there was a coffee like that kind of coffee people that were like, oh yeah, this is better than regular coffee because blah 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 blah.
And then it didn't.
It didn't do anything. It was just more like a trend thing.
Oh, okay.
Because I know Joe Rogan was a big proponent of the whole like bulletproof coffee thing, where he was like, "Oh, you put grass-fed butter in it, and you also put MCT oil, and you all do this, and it's supposed to be like it's kind of like a diuretic, but it's also used as a
like it flushes out
meal alternative.
Oh, okay.
Which meal keeps you full. Yeah, so it's like okay, the fats is the only thing that your body's digesting, so it kickstarts your metabolism, gets you started. But he kind of like went off of that again. Like he's not doing that. I know he's doing Nitro Brew now, but he used to be all about the bulletproof coffee, and it just like phased out. I don't know why. Yeah,
to me it sounds like some comic book shit, like Bulletproof Labs. Like it sounds like some fucking. There's gonna be a villain soon or something in this world, which with Trump can't fucking.
Because like I'm curious about it. I don't buy it whatsoever, but like I've never experienced anything like that, so I can't say. But like something that scientists have been doing are like the sensory deprivation chambers.
Oh yeah.
Which I would love to do. And I don't know. I really think that like people should be experiencing stuff like that. And I'm definitely curious.
Yeah. definitely.
Because I know there was another place it's called the quietest place on earth. Orfield Laboratories in Minnesota. There's a place that you can go in there and it's silent, like completely silent. And the longest that anybody's ever been able to last in there was like 45 minutes. But like they use it to like test like the sounds of like hard drives and stuff like that, or like things that need to stay silent.
Yeah.
They go in there to film it to try to get it as quiet as possible. But like being in there, I heard, because we were listening to the Rooster Teeth podcast, and like Gavin went in there to go test something, a camera, to hear a shutter or something like that, and he says that you can hear your heart going, and you can hear the blood in your veins like going.
That's scary, dude.
Heartbeat, because like there's literally no sound in there, and you can hear your breathing, like you're gonna hear everything in your nose, like everything, like amplifies or whatever.
Did he say that it like bothered him?
A little bit. He said he couldn't do it for very long.
Would you guys try that?
I would definitely.
I would try that.
That's scary.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty bad. But also, like, talking about the whole biohacking thing, there's a whole, I think there was the CDC or the World Health Organization, they had to put out a notice because rich people were getting like young people blood and like taking out their blood and putting the young people blood in there.
Oh my god.
And they were, because it's not like a scientific thing where it's kind of like a black market or like a like shady doctor type of thing. And like the way they were getting blood is from like slaves and or just mixing in like animal blood with human blood and like passing it off as regular blood.
Oh my god.
And since it's not like a respected scientific thing or like doctor thing, blood is not tested. Like they're just like, oh yeah, it's whatever blood. So you don't know what kind of diseases they have in there or whatever. So they're just like, yeah, don't do this shit. Like, this is fucking dumb, and it doesn't do anything for you.
So going back to the Alex Jones thing from Joe Rogan. Okay, so he went off on this fucking like tangent where he was like, there are human cow hybrids that are out there, and they're using them to make these giant like farms where they're making like meat and limbs and just things that have no connection. They're just like test tube like body parts and stuff like that. And they're like, there's humanoids. They're going to be the uprising, and they're the aliens, because there's no aliens in outer space. They are the aliens because they're hybrid of like pig or cow or lamb or something like that. And they're like, the reason they do a cow is because they've made a cow hybrid that you can put like human fetuses in to grow them faster in a cow's uterus because it's bigger, and they can give birth to these kids, like these cow. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then when you hear about like the mixing animal blood with human blood, like maybe they are doing this shit.
Maybe Alex isn't a fucking crazy asshole.
No, he's still a fucking crazy.
He's so stupid.
I mean, but if you throw like a million things at the wall, at least one of them's gonna stick. True. You know.
But it makes sense.
Yeah, and then we'll have the one person who's like, well,
see?
we make the connections.
Yeah. But the whole technology thing, and like for health reasons, like I don't know if I trust all that. Like it, because there's a shoe that's Nike's making. I think it was for the Back to the Future like a release or like anniversary.
The Autolace thing.
The Autolace thing. They kind of took that technology and put it into like some basketball shoes where like you go in the app and you like just Autolace, but a lot of people are complaining because the left shoe wasn't Autolacing. And it's not like it has laces where you can tighten yourself. It's just like a strap. So without the app, like tightening it, it's just loose. But yeah, it's just like, imagine something else more important. Like, oh shit, my fucking left lung is not breathing right now. I need to do the app thing.
I see.
And then it's just like, you're not connecting. You're like, oh fuck, I don't have any signal here. Like, you know, like maybe that's not going to the same thing, but like the whole technology and advancing with health stuff is just like, something can go wrong.
So, Barbara totally hit me with a fucking like reality check yesterday, because we were like, all right, let's talk about cars, because we've been like seriously thinking about getting a Tesla. And then she was like, what if there's no power? What if there's a hurricane? There's no power. And I'm like,
to charge, but isn't it both?
It's not. It's just electric. Straight electric.
Oh shit!
It's not a hybrid.
And I think you were mentioning like moving or something, and I was like, okay. It floods there pretty bad, And like Tesla's just a big fucking battery. And I've seen videos of like Tesla's underwater and they just go poof and burn up.
I was telling my sister, I'm like, oh, we're thinking about getting a Tesla, and like we're like really like on the edge of it. And she was like, that's cool. She's like, oh, those are the ones that blow up. And I'm like, no. I'm like, statistically, they're the safest cars out there. I'm like, there's only been like 2 fatalities when you think about like there's 140,000 over 140,000 sold. Like, there's only been 2 deaths, so like mathematically, like they're safer than just a regular like gas car. Well, then again, you also have so many millions of deaths a year by car, and there's also millions of cars, so the math is a little jaded or skewed. But like,
well, I mean, if you do don't they have Teslas that are half and half?
No,
they're all electric.
The whole point is for it to be electric.
Oh shit!
I saw a video.
Well, it's also solar powered though, right?
No,
Some of them. None of them.
None of them. They use I
thought he did have one at one point. A model.
You charge them every day, and it's like a cell phone. Like the car never turns off; it's always on. Like,
are there any charger ports out here?
Yeah, there's one. Right. Okay, where we went to Biology. That parking lot's now a supercharger station.
Wow, shit!
So right, like a mile away from my house, and then there's another one.
I've only seen one going up towards Austin.
I know you were talking about autopilot when we were talking about it, and I saw a video yesterday with some dude just like on the highway, but he's asleep behind the wheel. But since autopilot is on, like the car's driving itself, and he just has his hand on the steering wheel, so like it senses somebody there, so he's just like, and like the car's just driving through traffic, and people are like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, that's super illegal.
So what is they're just gonna have to have something to track your eyes?
Well, I would do the thing from fucking Strange Wilderness where they put the eyes over the lens.
Stupid, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm like, I seriously want one, but we're trying to figure out like if it's okay enough, or are we ready to take that step? Because Barbara's even saying like, maybe we wait 4 or 5 years. Let's get a different car, like a regular car, and then 4 or 5 years we get like the newer one or whatever's coming out. And I'm like, that's what my mom used to say when she used to say, "Oh, when we get paid." Like, oh, I'll get you that toy when we get paid. Nah, I'm like, I know what you're trying to do.
Well, they kind of announced like the $35,000 car yesterday.
It's still the $42,000 car,
but it's $35,000.
It's $35,000, but you still need to. There's $7,000 of hidden fees that they're not telling you about. I looked into it.
So also with the 42,000 car, there's $7,000 of hidden fees for that.
$5,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one has the autopilot.
You really looked into it.
Dude, I'm like,
so you also have to buy your own charging thing for home, right?
Well, it comes with one, but you can also get one that looks like a little gas pump that connects to your wall, which is only $500, and you charge it every day. And
you're like it's only $500 trying to tell the viewers that
no,
help
it's not that bad. Like, and it supercharges your car.
Like, I don't know if you've seen that video of that lady in Russia that she was trying to pump gas in her Tesla. And the guys behind her, like in the gas station, were recording her, like just looking around for like a fucking like gas pump. And then she kind of finds like the charging port, and like since it's just like a charging port, there's no opening to go into the car. She's like, okay, I guess it's in here. And she's about to like press the pump for the gas to come out, and the guy came out of the car, like, no, it's electric. Like, don't do that. Like, they were laughing at her, like. And then she finally was about to like ruin her car. They're like, no, like, and she's like, really? Oh, okay, and fucking drives off. Like,
I would start off with like the Chevrolet Cruze. Is it the Cruze? That's like it's half electric, half gas,
maybe the
combustion.
The Bolt, maybe.
Oh, the Volt.
The Volt is
the Volt.
It only carries a gallon of gas, but the gallon of gas can get you 40 miles just in case you run out of battery.
Okay. See, I would start with something like that. Lower tier. I don't know how much it is.
Ugly as shit.
It actually looks kind of cool if it's like silver with black rims.
Oh damn, very specific.
Because I've seen one. But I would start out with something because that's, I'm sure, less expensive than the Tesla.
I mean, going back to Alex Johnson's conspiracy theories, I know there was one conspiracy theory where some guy figured out how to do like a hydroelectric vehicle where like it runs off like water. And,
I've seen that. And
that the FBI or the CIA like took them out and took the patent so nobody can do it because of fuel and whatever. And I'm just like, I don't know if that works that well.
Like in that 70s show, there's a car that runs on water, man.
Oh yeah.
And then there was a car in Mexico, I think. It was running on like propane or like natural gas. Like it had a different type of combustion engine, and it fucking exploded because
Did it still smell like lead? You know, when you go to Mexico and everybody's using the leaded gas, it has a very distinct smell.
I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't.
You never noticed that?
No.
Yeah, we use unleaded. Mexico uses leaded gas, and when you go over there, you smell it in the air when they're driving.
Is
by.
that what unleaded stands for? Shit. I didn't. I had no clue.
You thought it was leaded?
No, I knew it was unleaded, but I was like, why is it unleaded? Because they're super unleaded.
What you got for us, Fern?
Well, mine was the whole. I know we talked about Space Force a while ago and how we were so excited about Space Force because fucking sports in space. Well, it's dead. It's dead. Yeah, the Trump administration figured, or like the arm. It's part of. It can be part of the Air Force now. It's like the branch that they already had in place for all this. It's just going to take over the responsibilities that they already had for all this. So,
or is it?
And speaking about space, Space Jam 2 is officially in production.
Is it LeBron?
LeBron James.
Dude, no.
Dude, I remember this rumor coming out years ago, and like there was like, it was like an April Fool's joke. It was like Space Jam 2 announced with LeBron James, and my buddy Robbie was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? It should be Kobe. It should be." He was just going crazy.
Do you think they chose right?
Yeah, dude.
He's
LeBron,
the biggest thing right now. So.
Yeah, LeBron's.
Or Steph Curry. That would have been cool.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's like in it, like as a like the one to take the players like powers. If they do that again, I wonder what's gonna be this time though. But yeah, I mean, I can't just. I'm just excited for like a little more Lola Bunny action,
Oh yeah. in those basketball shorts. Oh yeah,
yeah.
So is it going to be a Space Jam 2 or is it going to be?
I think they said it was gonna be a sequel. So I don't know what that means.
They're gonna have the same song, right?
Come on,
it's the Space Jam. All right.
Do your dance.
Dude, they better fucking have that song. And I swear, if they do like some Skrillex remix to that bullshit, I'm not down with it.
I mean, Skrillex has been a thing for like years already, dude.
Dude, what do you mean? He had a sickle mode remix with Travis Scott.
I mean, he had it, but nobody listened to it. Maybe, probably. I don't know.
Millions.
Skrillex has a collaboration with Kingdom Hearts 2. Like the opening sequences, it fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's fucking
so
annoying.
bad because it's like the Japan bops like music, and then it's got like it's so
God.
bad, garbage.
Oh man, you could put like a fucking a metal fork inside your garbage disposal thing in the sink and turn it on, and it'll be the same thing as the Skrillex song.
So if Space Jam 2, when sorry if I said
Bill Murray better be in that fucking
when
movie.
Space Jam 2 comes out, we're watching it and reviewing it, right?
Yes.
Yes. Dude.
Oh, speaking of Bill Murray and a sequel, fucking Zombieland 2.
Oh, dude, yes. I'm excited for
and
that.
Bill Murray is going to be in the movie, so
I don't fucking care how it is. It's
is
so
he going to
good.
be a fucking zombie for real?
I don't know. I don't know.
I fucking love Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
I fucking love him, dude. He's so awesome.
Barbara and I are watching season 1 of True Detective again, and she was like, "He's a really good actor. Like he's phenomenal."
I loved him, and also it wasn't even he didn't have such a big role, but No Country for Old Men.
I don't remember him in that.
I haven't seen that movie, so I don't
You haven't seen that movie? Yeah. He's the one that gets contracted to try to take out the killer. And he tells the other guy, the hit guy, he tells them like, hey, whenever this guy sees you, he like nobody that he's seen ever lives, but he made it away. Like nobody that's ever seen the killer ever lives, and that's the hit guy made it away, and then he gets caught up in the fucking hotel with him, and he's sitting up there and he fucking shoots him with a shotgun. Crazy.
Fuck, I don't remember that movie. I'm getting it
You
mixed
gotta
up with
watch the movie.
Sicario.
Yeah. What's up?
No.
I'm getting it mixed up with Sicario. I don't know why.
Oh.
Anyway, we're gonna fucking watch Space Jam 2, and we're gonna watch Zombieland 2. Bunch of twos. We spoke about doing the number 2 in this podcast and we're going to watch movies number 2.
It's a conspiracy theory.
Do it. Anyway, if you want to hear some more conspiracy theories, guys, make sure to follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/laughingdeath. Follow us on Instagram @laughingdeathpodcast, and make sure to comment on this YouTube video. Hit that notification bell to find out every time we drop new videos over conspiracy theories and doo-doo. And I'm your host, Alex. This is Fernie.
What's up, everybody?
David, I hope y'all like this episode. We're
Thank
trying
you,
to keep
my
it
lord.
quick. But yeah, we catch you guys on the next one. Thank you guys.
Peace, guys.
I will see you in 2 more months.
2! Holy shit!
Oh,
God damn it.